In 1998, the residents of New Orleans, Louisiana would witness more than 230 retaliatory homicides. By 2004, the city would have a total of 1,850 souls snatched from their bodies due to conflicts and mischief in the streets. The following year, in 2005, Hurricane Katrina was struck and the levees broke in New Orleans, creating the biggest flood in urban American history. The natural disasters and street wars were so treacherous, no one will ever know how many people lost their lives in 2005. D-Dawg and most of his family members were lucky to leave New Orleans right after Hurricane Katrina. The next best thing was Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and this is where D-Dawg would officially jump off the porch. D-Dawg, G-Money, NBA Youngboy, and several others would grow up on the north side of Baton Rouge. Being that New Orleans moved a little faster than Baton Rouge, D-Dawg would be considered a wild card. All throughout elementary and middle school, D-Dawg would always get caught for possessions of weapons or trying to stick a sucker up in the hood. By the time D-Dawg was 14 years old, he would go on a drove with his 20-year-old brother and 22-year-old cousin. They would go into the house of this guy named Derek Morano, and when the trial got spotted, they would release a hail of rounds at the guy, leaving him DOA. The Baton Rouge detectives would find DNA evidence on D-Dawg's ski mask, and not only that, D-Dawg accidentally clapped his cousin, leaving DNA all over the scene. When they drove his cousin to the hospital, they would get arrested on the site. By the time D-Dawg was 15, the Baton Rouge prosecutors would request D-Dawg to be charged as an adult, but due to evidence of his evaluation, the judge concluded that 15-year-old D-Dawg had the brain of a 10-year-old. Prosecutors told the judge this would be the third time letting D-Dawg off the hook. D-Dawg would plead to manslaughter and sentenced to 7 years not to exceed his 21st birthday. While locked up, D-Dawg's close friend NBA Youngboy would blow up and become a mainstream artist, and he would mention D-Dawg in so many songs. NBA Youngboy even dedicated a single to his locked up friend, naming it Free D-Dawg. Shortly after NBA Youngboy dropped Free D-Dawg, D-Dawg would be released after a 7-year bid in 2018. By the first week of September in 2022, D-Dawg would get arrested for attempted murder charges stemming from 2018. He would be granted a $300,000 bond, which he posted. Only 2 weeks later, D-Dawg would get arrested for high speeding the Baton Rouge police, where he crashed and his friend, who was a passenger, lost his life. D-Dawg is currently on a $19 million bond right now.